It seems like we're back to square one again. 9 matches have now been postponed in the last 5 days in the Premier League, with calls for a league-wide shutdown beginning to gather steam as the Omicron variant spread does the same thing. What's up guys, it's Let's Talk Football here, and today we look at the potential for the Premier League to go on break because of the new Omicron variant. First it was Tottenham, then Brentford, then Manchester United, then a further 6 matches called off as an eerily familiar snowball starts to tumble. In total, 9 Premier League games have already been postponed this week because of the escalating COVID-19 crisis, and while the Premier League insists that for now, the season must go on, Brentford manager Thomas Frank is the only one asking whether a full stoppage for all to recalibrate may be necessary. The scale of the Omicron crisis has taken football by surprise. The case rate in the UK on Thursday was recorded at 88,376, up 2/3 on the figure 2 weeks earlier, and that only included lab-confirmed tests. The consensus is the actual figure is probably nearly 200,000. 2 days ago, the Premier League reported 42 positive tests, up 30 on the previous week. And that has prompted the reimposition of the protocols from Project Restart, with face coverings to be worn indoors, strict social distancing, and limited treatment time, as well as also daily tests for all players. It's hoped that this will be enough to bring a stop to the cases, but with the rest of the country out of lockdown, there are fears as to how seriously players will take the measures. There has been notable vaccine hesitancy among footballers, with the EFL revealing that only 59% are double vaccinated and 25% of players are not intending to get the jab. In the Premier League, 68% are believed to have had the first 2 doses, given that the current British government guidance is that a 3rd booster jab is necessary for protection against Omicron. Those are very worrying figures. Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp has spoken passionately of the need of a vaccination. Everyone here is at least double vaccinated and will get a booster as soon as possible. The whole vaccination thing is for me a question of solidarity, loyalty, and togetherness, and we all have the chance to help not only ourselves but other people as well by getting vaccinated. Nevertheless, 3 of his players, Virgil van Dijk, Fabinho, and Curtis Jones, tested positive for COVID-19 and were forced to miss Thursday's match versus Newcastle. Steven Gerrard similarly has said that the vaccine status of players will be a factor when he looks at January signings. But others are more prepared to allow players to make their own minds up. And a lot of players have expressed concerns about the heart problems suffered by Christian Eriksen, Sergio Aguero, Piotr Zielinski, and the Wigan forward Charlie Wyke recently, asking whether the vaccine could have been a contributing factor. But Wyke was not vaccinated, and while the status of others is unclear, there's no evidence that the vaccine was a factor in any other cases. FIFA has monitored cardiac cases in football since 2014, and despite the recent cluster of high-profile incidents, statistically there is no suggestions of any increase in heart-related problems over the past years. British Parliament on Wednesday approved COVID-19 passports for any event attended by more than 10,000 people. In practice, that means fans will have to provide proof of either double vaccination or a negative lateral flow test from the previous 24 hours to be admitted. But as stadiums count as outdoor spaces, they will be not compelled to wear masks. With all this being said, a pause in play may be the best action for the Premier League to take. But the problem is that certain clubs, notably Tottenham, which has had 3 games postponed, are already facing a backlog of fixtures. Staggered week-long winter break in January does offer some slack, but with this next season already starting early to accommodate a November World Cup, there is very little leeway to push the end of the season back, particularly with players still feeling the strain from the compacted nature of last season. As in so many spheres, the pandemic has highlighted shortcomings in the system. In this case, the greed has led to a relentless schedule of games and the expense of players' wellness as they are risking themselves to get this variant. That means for now, the Premier League looks to go forward, muddling through the games, and when they cannot be played, hoping the disruption is not too severe. And for now, perhaps that will be enough. But with Omicron cases expected to double every 2 to 3 days over the next couple of weeks, this is a rapidly changing situation, and there is a serious possibility that capacities could be reduced, or stadiums closed to fans, or even football paused again altogether. But let us know in the comments down below. What do you guys think? Do you think that the Premier League, as well as some other leagues that are also dealing with this, should go on hold, or can they push through the storm? Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you guys in the next one.